Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Trails in the Sky the Third. Today I put in Ren in the party, also outfitted her with this equipment. Also this sword silk +2, that's dope. 150 ATS and agility, that's pretty great. Shame it's only women only, but whatever. I also put on the Crimson Eye and Divine Blades emblem. I did the Divine Blade emblem because it's faster for speed. Blade Lords would have been better for attacking and move, but at the same time, I feel like right now that's pretty good where she's at. Orbments, I pretty much gave her what Reese had. I put on swiftness on her, so she's doing pretty good here. She has a lot of spells of varying elements, so yeah, we should be good. Also, healing is pretty much off the chart, as well as support. She's got Earth Wall and you know, these wind spells. Get the best healing spells, pretty much. So let's go ahead to her door, which should be, I believe it was 11. No. Which doors did I do last time? Oh, it was 10. We did 9 and 11, yes? You think I'd know this before I, Yes, we did 9 and 11 last time, so let's go ahead and do 10. Down here, and then if we can do 2 this episode, we'll only have 13 and 14 left. I mean, we have the arena one as well, and we need to find the last. Actually, we can't do 14, right? We can only do 13 because 14 requires us to get all the doors, yeah? At the very least, find all the doors. Maybe not complete them. Bring the girl who plays with a giant doll. However, inside a trial awaits her. Open this door, step inside. Are you gonna give me a memory fragment and a blessing, maybe? I'm a little worried of what sort of memories we're gonna go down with Ren here. Not gonna lie, her history's kind of dark. So, at least from what she told us in second chapter, right? Who knows what the frick else we're gonna see. It's one of these things. Shocking, overcome this trial before you. Then I shall grant to you a memory fragment and my blessing. Okay, what are we dealing with here? Right. Unfortunately, I don't have the information gem on. That's a shame. Ow. Can y'all come forward a little bit? Thank you. More. Why are you running away? Are you trying to get me stoned? I'm like 10! Thank you for getting in that circle. Now hopefully you all die. Don't reflect. Oh, thank goodness. They're pretty spread apart, so Shadow Spear, you're gonna go just next? Really? I didn't believe you for a second. To be quite honest, I thought you were a liar. Thank you for the heal. Was that a CP heal? Shazam. She is so goddamn fast. Sure. Or at least this thing's so goddamn slow. That was easy as all hell. I mean, Ren is a powerhouse, so. That was surprisingly horrifying and adorable. Softening bomb, woo. You have overcome the trial. Handedly. Thus I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Loading. Arrow complete. Yes. Gordias class tactical arcanism development plan, author 13 Factories. Codename Pattern Matter. Plan overview. We intend to develop a cutting-edge arcanism that inherits the DNA of the rest of the Gordias series while containing a more advanced control system. It will retain the same technical effectiveness that was the primary development goal in previous models while allowing for more flexible and precise strategic usage as well. Strategic. Effective radius. The organisms intend to be accessible across the whole continent. Powerful main and sub-engine should allow it to operate for several years without resupplying. Dope. Autonomous combat ability. The use of the Mars integrated orbital enigmatic logic unit will allow for advanced autonomous combat and effective identifying of targets. In addition, the organism's control system will make use of the operator's nervous system, allowing for reflective and instinctive movements in combat. The operator will communicate with the organism without being in physical contact with it, so it will require a compatible candidate to be found and chosen. Dimensions. This reminds me of a gear from Xenogears. I can't think of the name of it. It's big, it's blue, it's piloted by a young girl as well. Shit, what the hell's its name? It's like the strongest non-Omni gear, though it's extremely slow. I should really just play that game as well. This Wild Arms Xenogears, it's just Wild Arms 2 and Xenogears. It's just been on my mind for like 4 or 5 years now. I gotta play through them again at some point. Height and weight. Overall height, 15.5 args. Unit weight, 5 torums. 68 torums when fully armed. That's pretty heavy. The Arcanum's primary weaponry, I think. The primary weaponry will be its orbital energy cannons, but it will have the other kind of orbital weaponry instead, and even several gunpowder weapons as backup. Smart. It also has a revival system, which will use an ornament to generate healing energy to heal and revive its operator in times of danger. That's sick. Armor material. The armor plating will be able to use. We'll be using Dalgon alloy. It's the most fitting material to use, given that it is the most capable we have access to in all regards. For data gathered regarding strength, see files on Gospel Plan. Current progress. New engines. Development is proceeding smoothly in line with the plans drawn by Professor Novartis. Tests have also confirmed that they are already capable of providing power to the actuators. However, the professor has raised concern about the low responsiveness of the flight engine. This is especially true for the anti-gravity generator. When he concluded that the engine as it stands cannot be put into actual use, the possibility of using boosters to provide additional propulsion is under consideration. Actuators. Development of the actuators is experiencing significant difficulty as it isn't possible to simply use the same ones as other organisms. I believe I'm saying that word right. The increased size of the main weaponry means the organism's weight during combat is significant, and as a result, problems have been occurring in durability tests, especially with the leg joints. Tell me about it, he pats his stomach. It must be possible to make improvements in these areas by using precise controls so the weight burden is spread evenly through the evenly rather than focused on a single point. There we go. Main armaments. The orbital energy cannons that will serve as its primary armament has been successfully tested. However, by order of Professor Norbersis, the possibility of them becoming twin mounts is being analyzed, and so they have yet to be equipped. The new orbital engines are expected to be able to provide enough energy to compensate for the necessary increase in output. Control system. Experiments regarding the control system are currently ongoing. For the results of the experiments that have been carried out so far, see separate entry. Experiment results. Tests of the control system continue to be performed. However, none of the test subjects have been able to realize the expected level of precision we are aiming for. The results of the main test conducted by Professor Novarstis, sure, and his team can be viewed above. Test results. Test subject A1, abnormality during phase 2, comatose. Test subject B3, abnormality during phase 3, cardiac arrest. Remind me not to sign up for these testings until they're almost done. Subject C1, abnormality during phase 1, insanity. Well, that one's not a problem. Test subject D7, abnormality during phase 2, comatose. Test subject E3, postponed because of corona. Test subject F2, comatose. G4, comatose. H1, comatose. I6, mental breakdown. Wrong game. As can be seen, all the test subjects failed to adapt to the control system. Nonetheless, the Society continues to supply test subjects, and we continue to keep performing further experiments. I see it's not a volunteer system. That's a shame. Further future development. We have received word from the Society that development is to be temporarily frozen. The reasoning is that the stability of the control system is in question. No shit. From now on, only test subjects carefully chosen by the society will be taking part in connection tests. Test subject, subject R3, successfully completed all 4 testing phases. Note, the subject did experience a small degree of flashbacks. That's probably not good. Succeeding in communicating with pattern matter. Ascertaining the society's intention in regards to resuming development. Subject R3 has succeeded in operating pattern matter. Ascertaining the society's intention in regards to resuming development. Subject R3 is a boss. That's it? Oh shit, we might be able to finish all the doors today, depending how long the next ones are then. Well, all the doors that we can do. That was it? Is that really it? No. Viewed. Do I come back and do it now? Yeah? I wasn't expecting a 2-parter. Load. Are you gonna do the same one? Looks like the same one. Well, it didn't seem to be anything new. That's a shame. Alright, who's next? Bring me the repenting patriot, that's Richard. The one who struggled through countless battles and... Oh, I can't do this one. Shit, I need to do, like, a lot of battles. I need to do a ton of battles. It's like 400, right? I think someone said, or was it 300? If it's 300, it's not that far off. Hello? Where's Ren? Welcome back, everyone. You okay, Ren? You feeling tired? Why don't you rest here in the garden for a bit? All the others are here. You wouldn't be alone. I'm not tired at all. I've just got something on my mind. What might that be? Well, I suppose it can't hurt. Let me give it a try. Patter matter! Okay, wait, like, we saw, like, the not a hallucination, but the image of this thing earlier. I knew you'd come! Pattern matter, switch on to standby mode. Right, that's it! Ren learned the pattern matter S-craft. Sick. Yeah. Can I pile this thing in battle? Ren? What? Teehee, and why do you all look so surprised? This world can be directly influenced by people's thoughts. We've established that much already. Can I have my own pattern matter, please? So why wouldn't pattern matter come from me? I mean, sure, why not? I mean, freaking Tita can summon her or Vulgaire, why can't you? I guess I'm gonna put Richard in the party. Didn't say he has any trials, so I don't think I'm gonna fit him with anything yet. Yeah, that's about right, probably. Alright, we have Richard in the party. And let's go down to Star Door. So yeah, we're not gonna be able to do this one yet. 400th battle. Okay, so I'm 90 battles away, because it's like, oh, 313 battles, right? So I'm 87 battles away. So this one can't be done yet. And then there's this one. Okay, no trial? No trial. So we're gonna finish up the doors that are accessible today, and then I guess we'll go on to the 7th plane next episode, probably. Hi. Bring me the repenting patriot. Only then shall the door open. I'll keep the party as Reese, Zin, and Agat. Agate, whatever the hell his name is. I've been calling him Agat this entire time. I don't know why I've decided that I might actually call him Agate. I think Agate's a weird name. Then again, most of the names that I've come across in JRPGs are kind of weird. No offense if your name's Agate. Might want to talk to your parents, though. City of Ruin. RNA research. Oh, Richard and Amalthea research? Marino. Oh my, look at all this. Director, I hope it's all will prove useful. Maybe, oh no, it is? Yes. For a second there, I was like, maybe not what I thought it was, but they didn't say they were running a research place, right? I see you sure found out a lot. With as many potential seer routes, I got nothing to fear. I'll be able to make my move into the Erebonian capital as soon as I'm ready with that kind of information. You've asked us to investigate the current situation with regards to the ornament sales in Erebonia, so I centered my investigation around stores in the region itself. And you did a fantastic job, too! Still, the problem of transport remains. After all, old Borden's got his grubby hands all over the international liners already. It's true that the Borden family has preferential access to 40% of the load capacity of the international airliners leaving Liberl for Erebonia. However, they are no longer the only available options. There are now private carriers as well. Oh, I'm digging the outfit there. We should have fought you with that one, hon. Here are some supplementing materials regarding that issue. Ma, you certainly come prepared, don't you? Well, this request ended up taking a little longer than originally anticipated. Consider this a little extra on us in exchange. I like those who think 2 steps ahead. You sure you don't want to come and work for me? I'd pay you handsomely. I'm certainly flattered you think highly enough of my skills to offer. I'm not sure I have what it takes to be successful in the cutthroat world of business, though. I'm a rather timid man, you see. Liar! Come now, you can't fool me. Oh well, do keep my offer in mind if you would. Amalthea, I think you have a rival there. Please allow us to escort you out. Yo, but seriously, I actually kind of like these outfits. Oh, since I have you here, maybe I should give you one more thing to look into. I've already had Simon get started, but I'm not sure he's up for the task. I'd be happy to help if I can. Will this be another request to research a foreign market? It certainly will. Oh, look what you got over there. Perfect. This place right here. Oh, Red State. That's an unusual choice. It's quite a small place. That just makes it easier to seize a majority in the market. Small as it is, it's not like it isn't accessible to by airliners, and what market there may be there is all but free for the taking right now. So you want us to research a potential size of the market there, in other words. Shall we focus entirely on the ornament market, or broaden the scope of our investigation and look into the market in general? The market in general. Do you think you can do it? With ease. I'll get in touch with you with one of our staff members stationed near the state right away and begin weighing our options. That's what I wanted to hear. I'll be back here next week. Anyway, we can discuss the details then. Ta-ta! Until then, take care. Are we gonna escort her out? She might try to steal something. You don't trust anyone, Chronos. No, I don't. Ored's quite far inland. Weren't the Rhines brothers in that general area of the continent? Yes, they are. I'll get in contact with them later. Thank you. She's not a merchant of Bose for nothing, is she? She's always coming with such interesting, ambitious requests. She's not half as suspicious as you are. I think you may be overestimating me a little there. Well, can you show our next visitor in? Certainly. This looks like a traveling agency. Oh, Mayor Norman. Hello there, Alan. Sorry for dropping in on you again. I just wanted to get your input on another little something regarding this city's finances. Oh, that won't be a bother at all. Please, take a seat. So what exactly can I help you with today? Dots. All seems to be going rather well with this business now, don't you think? Indeed. Though I admit that it's taking me time to adjust my days being so peaceful. I do miss having a sense of tension in my life. That's something you'll just have to live with, I'm afraid. We're civilians now, not soldiers. That's true enough. In any case, it's an honor to be able to live and work with you in the city where you were born, Your Excellency. Kanon. It's like Kanon, right? I really would prefer if you would address me as Sir now. Wow, someone's higher than himself. Why not Richard or Alan? My apologies, sir. There's no need to apologize. Well, I think we should probably go inside. I'm not sure I like the look of that sky. It's like Amalthea Kanon, right? And then there's Richard, or Alan Richard, right? I don't get the whole first name, last name thing in, like, Japan. I get there's some meaning behind it, and it's not like I haven't been referred to by my last name. I have. By some people for, like, ever. And they just never call me by my first name. That's fine. But if they did call me by my first name, it's not like I'm gonna go like, oh, are you confessing your love to me? Are we that close now? It's not like I think like of that like Yubaka or something. It's like, I don't know. I don't get it. It couldn't be. Sir? Is something the matter? Oh, it's nothing of importance. Liar. I just noticed that we seem to have mistakenly received another letter intended for the mayor. It's understandable that it keeps happening given that this building was previously his, but it is tad troublesome nonetheless. I suppose I'd better go and deliver it to him. It could be something important. Okay, he's lying. He's lying to her. Now, sir, couldn't it wait? It seems like it's going to start raining any minute. It's not too far. Even if it does start raining, I won't be exposed to it for long. Can I ask you to handle the regular reports in the meantime? Yes, of course. Maybe he's just pushing his work off onto her. Ugh. There's no mistaking it. It's a ransom letter or something? Wait, is that droplet effects on the camera? That letter was sealed in a special way used in the intelligence division. The letter itself is a meaningless decoy. The real message is concealed in how the envelope itself was sealed. It means, come to the landing port. Someone from the intelligence division is calling in hopes of speaking to me. Most likely because they bear deep-heated resentment towards me and what I did to them. And I have the duty to go and see them. After all, I was their commander. I was the one who pushed their lives off the rails and ruined their future. I mean, that's true. I've been waiting for you. I'm generic soldier number 20. So was you, Sender. His name's Sender? And he sent the letter. Indeed, it is good to see you again, Colonel. I'm pleased to see you're still well. I'm not a colonel anymore, Sender. Though I feel as though saying as much has become a hobby, no one around me seems to willingly correct themselves. Oh, I'm aware, but today I intend to address you as Colonel nonetheless. I called you here because I have something I need to ask you. I hope you can forgive me for forcing you to come out here with the weather so poor. If I can answer your questions, I will. I don't feel as if you need to hold back on my account. If you can't accept something in the answer I give you, by all means say so. Then I'll get straight to the point. Why did you leave the army behind, Colonel? What happened to your love for your country? I see you at least returned to the military. I was relieved to see that, in truth. You were always an exceptionally capable soldier, even back in the military academy. If you hadn't had the misfortune of meeting me, if you hadn't had the misfortune of being caught up in my foolishness, you probably would be a field officer by now. I'm terribly sorry for what I did to you. Please don't get me wrong, Colonel. I don't in any way blame you or harbor resentment for what you did. You should! You thought about what was best for this country more than anyone else I know. Your patriotism was genuine and heartfelt. Except for all the lives you caused and everything like that. Well, you know, whatever. Crack a few eggs. Make a messy omelet. I don't regret following you at all. I'm honored that I could. It's certainly true that doing so became a significant obstacle in my chances of promotion. I'm surprised you guys weren't executed, to be quite honest. But then again, this is a JRPG, and everyone gets forgiven in JRPGs. But I couldn't care less about that. As long as I can continue to serve in the military, to serve the country I love with all my heart, I'm happy. Know that I harbor no ill will towards you regarding the past. But, what are you doing now? You used to worry for this country's future more than any of us. You cared for it more than any other. Yet instead of picking yourself up and trying to work for your nation again, you left the army behind. You can serve your country outside the army, by the way. Just so we're clear here. You can go into government, maybe. Hell, there's other sorts of jobs that help your country out. Richard's, has a research department that he's helped out the military before. So it's not like he's not helping, right? And now you're running some sort of company to deal with the rich? Oh, that deals with the witch. What happened to your patriotism? I beg of you, return to the military. You're a capable man. Those skills of yours will be a valuable asset to the force. It's where you should be using them. I'm sorry, Sender. I cannot ever return to the army again. Why? Why, Colonel? You repented more than enough for your actions. Maybe in that world. Both General Morgan and Brigadier General Bright actively desire your return. Still kind of weird. I and all the other soldiers in my position would be overjoyed to have you in our ranks again. So why? Why do you look at me with that sad expression and tell me that it's not possible? To be fair, there was some mind control hijinks with him. A little bit, right? It wasn't that his mind was completely controlled, yeah? It was more, I wouldn't say warped, but influenced a little bit in his decision making. At least I know it was with Dawn and some other people in the game. Like Kurt was mind controlled for a little bit. It was mind controlled, but yeah. At the same time, dude threw his country into chaos. With the assistance of a dark organization. Sure, he helped out in the past, which allowed him to get redeemed from the office, from the jail. Totally understandable. At the same time, I think most places would have executed his ass for being that big of a traitor. I don't know, that's what I think anyway. So why? Why do you look at me with that sad expression and tell me that it's not possible? Why would you apologize to me? Make no mistake, Sender. I haven't abandoned my love for my country. It burns as brightly in my heart as it ever did. But what I did was truly terrible. I organized a coup d'etat, destabilizing this nation and disrupting the lives of countless people. At least he understands, right? Thanks to the help of those around me, I was able to realize what a foolish mistake I made. And yet in my heart, I feel exactly the same way as I always did. I'm not sure what you mean. In spite of all that has happened, my love for my country is unchanged. I still feel the blind pressure to do anything I can to aid Liberl, no matter how reckless or dangerous it might be. I'm the same man I was when I plotted that coup d'etat. Not a thing has changed. That thought, Sender, terrifies me. Then, you didn't leave the military because you had lost your love for the country. You're saying you left because you still love your country. Forgive me, I have no right to be making excuses to you and trying to justify myself. Not after I dragged all of you down with me and ruined your lives forever. I'm truly sorry for what I did to you and all of the other members of the division. You. Please don't misunderstand. I didn't leave the army in an attempt to run away from my own weakness, nor did I leave it because I was ashamed of the treatment I received for my actions. After what happened, I thought long and hard about what I should have done instead of what I did, trying to work out where I'd gone wrong. As I did that, I noticed something vitally important that I hadn't failed to realize up until that point. Maybe it wasn't influenced then. I thought one of the key things was it's been a long time since I played first chapter, right? But I thought it was kind of like he was influenced by Ouroboros a little bit. After setting up the intelligence division, I began gathering information using to protect Liberl. Yet thinking about it now, I didn't know the first thing about the nature of the information at the time. Information isn't something that exists alone. It only exists when people use it and see it as something of worth. Furthermore, the value of that information can change radically depending on the position and the perspective of those who look at it. I can't help but wonder if overlooking this simple fact was what caused my patriotism to start to become more of a force for harm than good. Somewhere along the line, I started to believe that only information I saw was as valuable as of any importance, and as a result, I ended up wanting power in order to compensate for the weakness in my own heart. Thinking back, what I really needed was a different perspective from which to view information, one separate from the military. One that doesn't see a country or people's way of life as a system, or as a numbers and absolutes. I needed to be collecting information that was disadvantageous to Liberl, too, rather than cast it all aside. I needed to view us and the surrounding nations in a variety of lights, while collecting a wide variety of information from a freer perspective. So you believe the company you're running now is capable of doing that? Yes, I do. I can't say for sure that this will allow me to avoid repeating my past mistakes. Perhaps there was something more important than that I should have been doing before giving any thought to this to begin with. But in the end, I came to the conclusion that Liberl needs a fresh perspective, and I then resolved to leave the army. If it needs a means to gather intel, it can make another intelligence division. That is for Brigadier General Bright to worry about, not me. Still, the civilian population has no such group or organization. It's never had one. I doubt anyone in the civilian world has ever thought to create one in order to gather and accurately analyze data either. That was why I, as a civilian like every other, chose to establish RNA research, believing that I am the right person to be the first to do so. You truly don't have an intention to return to the military, do you? Did you just not hear him? Are you deaf? If I said there wasn't a part of me that longed to return to those days of active service, I would be lying. But I'm hoping that through this, I'll be able to become another eye by which to support this nation. And I see my current occupation as a new way to show my love for my country. I wonder if that makes any sense. You're a coward. No doubt every word you're saying is objectively correct. That's how you always been. There's never been room for rebuttal in your arguments. But Colonel, you're also no longer the man who swore to forge this kingdom's future with his own two hands. Goodbye, Colonel. We will never meet again. Wah! What a baby. You should send him into the ocean, Richard. That's not true. That's not true at all, Sender. I've chosen the path I now walk believing it to be right, certainly. But even I do not know for sure if what I'm doing is correct. Even now, I'm terrified of the possibility that I might be making the wrong choice. I worry that the road I walk might be the makings of yet another grave mistake. I just don't have the same power that Brigadier General Bright does. I really am hopeless. Sir? You didn't have to come out here in the rain. Does this world not have umbrellas? You should return to the office. You'll catch a cold staying out here much longer. Yes, Mom. Kanan, I'm sure he's just having trouble coming to terms with his new life, too. He just can't forget the fervent enthusiasm of the Intelligence Division, as if he doesn't feel like he belongs to the world that's come after it. The day will eventually come when he will be able to understand what you said. That's exactly what happened to me, you know? True enough, I suppose. You're right. Shall we be going, Kanan? Yes, sir. Just call him Althea. What the fudge was that in the corner? On the screen, it looked like there was a fog monster over there. Oh, look at that again. I wasn't expecting to end up quite this soaked. Are you alright? I'm fine, don't worry about me. This actually brings back fond memories of survival training I went back at the academy. That's weird, but okay. I do think you should go and get changed in some more dry clothes, though, sir. A little rain never hurt anyone. That's not true at all. I don't believe I was half bad at my own survival training, you know. I don't believe I was half bad at my own survival training. Okay. Even then. Ring, 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 banana phone. Doop, doo, 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 doo. An encrypted call? Dylans did mention that he had some information of interest in his reports earlier. Perhaps this relates to that. Sounds possible. Which would mean that something has happened over in the Republic. Sounds like you have AOL dial-up. Yes, it's me. Can you please stop calling me that? Yes, that's right. Yes. I'm assuming they called him Colonel. In the Eastern Quarter. We don't have anyone there yet, thinking about it. Alright, I'll look into it as best as I can. Right, you be careful too. Has something happened? Another Jaeger Corps has entered the Eastern Quarter. A sizable one too, the Red Constellation. That is from Cold Steel, yes? Really? There seems to be a rather lot of activity on the Jaeger front of late. Their arrival makes it very likely that the power struggle there will begin to worsen. I doubt the old intelligence network is going to be sufficient to fully stay on top of the situation. I think I may have to head there personally. Are we going to the Eastern Quarter? Is that... No, I was gonna say. You gotta end there, huh? That'd be weird. It's the most normal clothes I've seen in this game so far. I still have doubts of what I'm doing. Nothing about my love for my country has changed. Nothing at all. So it is even possible for me to find and walk the right path this time. Is it truly possible for any mortal to forge the correct path through life? I don't know, but all I can do is try to follow the path I believe to be right in hopes that I'm not mistaken. Believing in those who have supported me and worked to right my wrongs. Sir? Is something wrong, sir? Oh, you're here, Canon. I did tell you that you didn't need to come see me off, you know. You did, but I'm afraid that simply won't do. Seeing off their superiors is the duty of a subordinate. Perhaps in the military, but that is no longer the world we live in. There's no need to act like a soldier anymore. Oh, and one more thing. Please do take care of things in the office while I'm gone. I think the odds of any large requests you'll struggle to handle without me coming in are fairly low, at least, but... Leave everything to me, sir. I'll be sure to handle every request that comes in with care and kindness. I'm well aware you always look forward to taking on small requests too, so they will be given the same high standard of service as any other. You know me too well. Why does it sound like a tugboat, though? That's my question. Why does the airship sound like a tugboat? Why does it sound like Sig now? Sig? What on earth is Julia's bird doing here? Well, it's kind of Julia and Chloe's. Oh God, my flesh! Scree. Don't you just sit on His Excellency's arms as if it's your own personal property? Glare? She's so jealous. Scree? Please, Canon. There's no need to glare at him like that. Plus, also please stop calling me Your Excellency. Scree. Richard then noticed that there's a note attached to Sig's leg. What's this? It's addressed to me. Scree. Richard took the memo from Sig's leg. This looks like a letter from HQ. As in military HQ? Why is the Royal Guard carrier falcon, what's called Sig a carrying pigeon, cavalry falcon bringing a message to you? Who knows? Its writer is a real slave driver, though. Oh, Bright? Thank you for delivering this, Sig. Let him know that I accepted his request. Squee, Star! You could have pooped on freaking Amalthea's head. Sir, was that... See for yourself. Best of luck with your little trip. We'd like to know what the Red Constellation is up to too, so we'd appreciate you looking into it for us on this side. Honestly, I hope you don't think this information is going to come cheap, Brigadier General. Also, they're clearly spying on you then. Guess your encrypted call wasn't that encrypted. I accept your request. Finished. What do I get? Cover. 10,000 Mara. Okay, I don't know what cover it is. That's something we've had before? Combines the effect of haze and information. Okay. No. That's fine. If I'm gonna use anything, it's gonna be yin and yang or cloak. That's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, press like below. If you're not subscribed yet, want to get my videos so I can check out some of the content, see if it's to your liking. Once again, thank you for watching. We all have a great day. That's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, press like below. If you're not subscribed yet, want to get my videos so I can check out some of the content, see if it's to your liking. Once again, thank you for watching. We all have a great day.